You have been on the run. Every
For a
time
few days.
I have seen you, you have been running, and I finally grabbed you and put you in this chair and said, come chat with me and take a moment to just sit
Breathe.
and breathe a little bit and have a quick conversation. And
Well, thank you.
this conference has been a whirlwind. There has been so much going on with the learning sessions. But one thing that has really struck me has been the enthusiasm of the people here.
Yeah.
Tell me, I think I am correct in saying that when I'm hearing about so many conferences are struggling to get people to attend, am I right in saying you are up by 25% and in a location that typically doesn't drag as many people out?
You really are. And I have to tell you, it's a good position to be in. And I think it's an affirmation of value proposition that we bring as the Independent Professional Seed Association to our members and our associates. We don't do everything right. We make some mistakes, but we are up almost 25% over last year. And what's cool about that is historically our biggest conferences are in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. And of course, we're not in the Midwest. We are actually in Indian Wells, California. And yet we have still had our largest attended event ever in IPSA's history.
Amazing.
So it's really exciting. But I think it's an affirmation of what we do with seed companies and the type of event that we put on that is focused on them and their needs in helping grow their business over the long term.
My goal is to put you on the spot right here. I'm going to ask you the big question here.
Is this a gotcha question?
It's not a gotcha question. I wouldn't do that to you. No, my question is that I've really been struck by the level of speakers. You've had phenomenal learning sessions. You had 6 going concurrently at 2 different sessions today. And then you've also had keynotes that knocked it out of the park. So I want to put you on the spot by saying, if you could narrow down, call it the top 3 takeaways that you're going to be going home with and that you recommend that all the attendees are going home with, what are the big takeaways from here?
It's a really good question. And I have to tell you, Madeline, we have sat down and we've thought about this, and we targeted speakers that could really bring messages home for people that they could take home and put in process with their sales teams, with their management groups, leadership, in their own personal lives. And I think we were very successful in that. You know, our lead speaker was Chris Voss, who is a legendary FBI negotiator who's written a New York Times bestselling book called Don't Split the Difference. And Chris came in and, gosh, set me straight right away on a process I thought about negotiating skills for 15 years that, okay, that'll get you so far, but if you really want to excel in negotiation, you have to connect with people. Mm-hmm. You have to connect with people and they have to know they are heard. How many places in life is that applicable to us? All of it, every day, everything, every day, especially with customers, in our families, in our business. So that's a huge takeaway item. Our third speaker, who just finished up, Captain J.J. Cummins, formerly of the USS Gerald R. Ford, likewise shared a message. Here's a Navy captain. You expect this guy to be, typical military hammer type, tough, yeah. And yet his mantra is, show people you care. Yeah. That's the way I managed my crew on the Gerald R. Ford, the most powerful aircraft carrier in the country. Show people you care. Again, a message that he's exemplified with success, had lots of stories about instances that he had, a very personal issue on connecting with people and showing them that you care to make changes. I have seen in my own life making that change, how that is good. People can really grab onto those 2 items. But I have to say, our second speaker, David Friedberg of Ohio Genetics and the Production Board, very exciting speaker. David is a brilliant thought leader. He's part of the All In podcast that I happen to be a fan of. We were very excited that David came here, and it was kind of a last minute decision. But David brought forth the concept of what he's doing with Ohio Genetics and science coming in a very strong way with boosted breeding, and even talked about AI and the way things are being driven. Really, the audience was taken because they saw a vision and a conversation from a guy that has a different view than they do, but was enthralled at how he understands their business already. So when I look at those three speakers, and they were our three pillar speakers, it was just an incredible takeaway that we were able to give at IPSA this year.
So what people are going home with: connection, authentic care, and this really exciting vision for innovation.
I would say that is summed up better than I could do it in very short, but that is very good.
Well, this conference has been very good.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on a job really well
We
done.
didn't do it all by ourselves, but we had a lot of help, and we're very excited about the results.
We'll see you next year.
Okay. Thanks, Madeline.